What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the latest news and exclusive insights on everything Dallas Cowboys. Today, we're diving into two major stories: CeeDee Lamb's season-ending injury and how it might shape our off-season priorities, plus the looming free agency of Cooper Rush. But before we get started, do us a favor. Hit that like button. It helps the channel grow and brings more Cowboys fans into the conversation. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Join our Cowboys family by subscribing and turning on notifications so you never miss an update. Now, let's jump right in. The Cowboys have been dealing with a wave of injuries all season, and the latest blow comes in the form of CeeDee Lamb's season-ending shoulder injury. Lamb has been the heart and soul of the offense, a player the team relies on week in and week out. Without him, the cracks in the Cowboys' roster depth are more visible than ever. This injury raises serious questions about the team's ability to perform without its top playmaker. It's no secret that the Cowboys' offense has revolved around Lamb. He's not just the go-to receiver, he's often the only consistent option in the passing game. Now, as the team prepares for the offseason, Lamb's injury might force Dallas to reevaluate its roster construction. Do we need to invest heavily in a strong WR2 to complement Lamb? The evidence is stacking up that the answer is a resounding yes. The Cowboys have experimented with a mix of younger receivers like Jalen Brooks, Jonathan Mingo, and Ryan Flournoy. While these players have shown flashes, none have consistently stepped up to fill the void left by Lamb's absence. Jalen Brooks. Promising but inconsistent, especially when it comes to creating separation against elite cornerbacks. Jonathan Mingo. Still developing and hasn't yet proven he can handle a significant role in the offense. Ryan Flournoy, a solid route runner but lacks the explosiveness to draw coverage away from Lamb. If these players don't make a significant leap in their performances in the final games of the season, the Cowboys will have little choice but to prioritize drafting or acquiring a true WR2. Coming into the season, the Cowboys' main concerns were run stoppers, offensive line depth, and defensive backs. However, Lamb's injury might push wide receiver higher up the priority list. Imagine pairing Lamb with another dynamic playmaker, a player who can stretch the field, command double coverage, and open up the offense. That kind of addition could take the Cowboys from a one-dimensional team to a powerhouse. On the flip side, if the younger receivers step up in Lamb's absence, the Cowboys might shift their focus back to areas like offensive line. The aging unit needs reinforcements, especially with injuries mounting. Running back. Tony Pollard's production has been inconsistent, and the Cowboys could use a fresh set of legs to share the load. Defensive line. Stopping the run has been an issue, and finding a dominant interior lineman could transform the defense. Now let's switch gears to the quarterback situation. Cooper Rush has been holding down the fort since Dak Prescott went down with a season-ending hamstring injury in Week 9. Under Rush, the Cowboys have gone 4-1 in their last 5 games, and the offense has found a rhythm that's been missing for much of the season. Rush's connection with Jalen Tolbert has been particularly impressive. Tolbert, often overlooked as a third receiver, has quietly put together a solid season. 482 receiving yards, 42 targets, 6 touchdowns, tied with Lamb for the team lead. Rush has not only kept the offense afloat but has helped elevate players like Tolbert, proving his value as more than just a backup quarterback. Here's the big question: will the Cowboys keep Cooper Rush? Rush is set to become a free agent this offseason, and there's already speculation that he could be a sought-after commodity. Bleacher Report has linked him to teams like the Minnesota Vikings, where he could potentially replace Sam Darnold as a mentor for rookie quarterbacks like Jay McCarthy. At 31 years old, Rush is in his prime as a backup QB. He's shown he can win games and manage an offense effectively, making him an attractive option for teams looking for stability at the position. The Cowboys face a tough decision with Rush and fellow backup Trey Lance, who is also set to hit free agency. Do they re-sign one or both? Or do they roll the dice on finding a new backup in the draft or free agency? Keeping Rush might be the smartest move. He's a proven system fit in Mike McCarthy's offense, and his familiarity with the team gives the Cowboys an edge in games where Prescott isn't available. However, if Rush gets a lucrative offer elsewhere, Dallas might have to let him go. With Lamb sidelined and Prescott out, the Cowboys have been forced to adapt. Younger players like Tolbert have stepped up, and Rush has proven he can lead the offense in challenging circumstances. But these performances also highlight the team's vulnerabilities. Heading into the offseason, the Cowboys must prioritize building a more balanced roster, whether it's finding a WR2, shoring up the offensive line, or re-signing Rush. These decisions will shape the team's future. The Dallas Cowboys are heading into a pivotal offseason, and the spotlight is firmly on head coach Mike McCarthy. With his contract set to expire next month, the decision on whether to extend, replace, or part ways with McCarthy will shape the future of the franchise. Cowboys legend and Hall of Famer Michael Irvin has added his voice to the debate, making it clear that McCarthy's recent string of wins shouldn't be the sole factor in determining his fate. Speaking on FS1 Speak, Irvin said, "Let's remember, winning a few games in a row was not the criteria and the genesis of this season. It was getting to the playoffs." Irvin's comments cut to the core of what being a Dallas Cowboy is all about, not just winning games, but contending for championships. A season of highs and lows while the Cowboys recently strung together a series of victories that kept their playoff hopes alive until Week 16. The broader context of the season tells a different story. 5-game losing streak, a midseason collapse that put the Cowboys' postseason chances in jeopardy. Inconsistent performances, even in games they won, the team often looked shaky, raising questions about preparation and in-game adjustments. Key injuries from Dak Prescott to CeeDee Lamb, injuries exposed the team's lack of depth and adaptability. Questionable play calling. McCarthy's game management and offensive decisions have come under fire multiple times this season. Unique challenges. Let's not forget the infamous sun exposure issues at AT&T Stadium. Yes, even sunlight became an obstacle for this team. These issues highlight why some fans and analysts are hesitant to endorse a contract extension for McCarthy despite the late-season surge. For Michael Irvin, one of the most iconic players in Cowboys history, the standard for success is simple: playoff dominance. Irvin's critique of McCarthy isn't personal, it's about holding the team accountable to its championship legacy. The Cowboys haven't made it past the divisional round since 1995. Yes, the year Irvin himself helped lead the team to its last Super Bowl victory. This team has the talent, Irvin emphasized. The goal wasn't to win a few games late in the season. It was to make a deep playoff run. That's what the fans deserve, and that's what this organization should demand. Jerry Jones' decision. Ultimately, the decision on McCarthy's future lies with team owner Jerry Jones, a man known for his bold and often unpredictable moves. Jones has expressed confidence in McCarthy in the past, but the Cowboys' failure to make the playoffs this year, after doing so in 2021 and 2022, could complicate matters. Consistency. Has McCarthy proven he can build a team that performs at a high level throughout the season? Player development. Are young stars like CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, and Jalen Tolbert reaching their potential under his leadership? Game management. Has McCarthy shown improvement in critical in-game decisions, such as clock management and play calling? Championship window. With key players in their prime, can McCarthy capitalize on this moment, or is a new voice needed to take the team over the top? The case for keeping McCarthy, to be fair, McCarthy does have some strong arguments in his favor. Winning record. The Cowboys have been competitive under his tenure, with back-to-back playoff appearances before this season. Locker room. Stability. Players have consistently spoken highly of McCarthy, citing his leadership and communication skills. Offensive production. Despite injuries, the team has maintained one of the league's better offenses, thanks in part to McCarthy's offensive system. The case for moving on the flip side, there are valid reasons to consider a change. Inability to deliver in big games. The Cowboys' playoff struggles continue to be a glaring issue. Questionable adjustments. Opposing teams have often outcoached the Cowboys in crucial moments. Lack of innovation. Critics argue that McCarthy's schemes haven't evolved enough to keep up with today's NFL. If Jerry Jones decides to move on, potential replacements like Dan Quinn, current Cowboys defensive coordinator, or rising offensive minds around the league could step in. All right, Cowboys fans, it's time to hear from you. Do you think drafting a WR2 should be the team's top priority, or are there other areas that need more attention? Should the Cowboys re-sign Cooper Rush, or is it time to move on? How confident are you in the younger receivers stepping up in CeeDee Lamb's absence? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your takes, and who knows, you might just inspire our next video. Cowboys Nation, the road ahead might be challenging, but this team is showing grit and determination every step of the way. As we look to the future, it's clear that changes are coming. The question is, how big will those changes be? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Cowboys.